today, we're going to be going over the top 20 shortcuts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Not only will these shortcuts be super big, but they'll also feel really good to pull off in the middle of a race. So let's get into it. In number 20 we have the Shroomless Yashi Circuit Waterfall Cut. This shortcut is really hard to learn on 200cc, but with some precise timing and drift and hopping here, tricking, you will actually be able to clear this shortcut shroomless. Once you've practiced this, if you pull this off every lap online, you should be getting yourself a first place. And in number 19 we have the Waluigi Stadium Shroomless Shortcut. This shortcut can be very hard at first, and if you haven't learnt it, is not worth going for online. But once you've learnt it, you should be charging up a drift the whole way through and then releasing it at the end to build back up your speed. This is a huge shortcut, and once you've mastered it, there is no reason not to go for it. However, if you have a shroom, it is still much faster to use the shroom. In number 17, we have the Boo Lake Cut. This is our first shortcut that requires a shroom, and this one is huge. It doesn't look very huge, but it saves so much time. What you want to do is you want to start drifting early, keep holding the drift, use a mushroom, destroy the cardboard cutouts, and then release the drift to gain back up your speed. This actually cuts off a whole corner, and if you've got a shroom, it's worth saving the shroom online. The next one is the Rosalinas Gap Jump. This one can be done without smart steering, but is very hard, so I'd recommend turning smart steering on in midair, using a mushroom, clearing the whole gap. While it's not much faster, it's still a good place to use a shroom if you have one. But the world record actually does not take this shortcut. The only reason for that is because there's actually a bigger shortcut at the end. But otherwise, if you have a shroom online, it is definitely worth going for. Number 15 is the Double Ribbon Road Shroomless Shortcuts. These shortcuts feel so satisfying to pull off. And if you can pull off both of them on all 3 laps, you'll definitely be winning the race. What you want to do is you want to come at it from a wide approach and then quickly turn so you're coming at it with visibility. Otherwise, you'll be coming at it blind and most likely miss it. The next one is the Mario Kart Stadium Motion Glider Shortcut. This shortcut can be done shroomless, but on 150cc, it's best going for it with a shroom. What you want to do is you want to charge up an Ultra Mini Turbo and hold it until the glider, then on the glider turn motion controls on in midair and turn your joystick to the side and also tilt your controller to the side. This will get you cutting across this whole bit of off-road, and normally you'd see everyone going for this shortcut. Number 13 is the Ninja Hideway Ending Shortcut. When exiting this glider, although the top path is slower, if you have a shroom you want to go onto the top path to take this huge shortcut. Then you can charge up a mini turbo, trick, and release it off this jump. You'll go through the tree and land at the finish line. This is a great way to end the race. Number 13 is the Peach Gardens Ending Shortcut. This is a huge shortcut, and it can even be done shroomless by hopping and then landing in a drift. It can be done at the end of the race or the start of the race, and if you don't take it, you'll definitely lose a lot of positions on racing. The next shortcut is the Yoshi's Island Bridge Shortcut. This is definitely one of the most creative shortcuts in the game, as you have to hit a flying question block when gliding. It also saves a huge amount of time. The only problem with this shortcut though is if you activate it in a race, everyone else is going to be taking it with you. Number 11 is the Mario Circuit Gliding Shortcut. This shortcut is almost a 3-in-1, because first you use a mushroom to cut across this corner, then the mushroom lasts all the way until the glider, and then with the glider you can glide and land on the wall and take another inside lanes shortcut. This is definitely one of the best shortcuts for a lap 3 situation. Number 10 is the Snowland Ultra Shortcut. This can be done with only 1 mushroom, and if you get triple mushrooms in a race and do it all 3 laps, you'll definitely be winning the race. This shortcut actually saves 4 seconds over the normal route, and if there's a single lap in your race where you don't take it, you're definitely going to lose some different positions. Overall, this shortcut is very satisfying if you actually make it, and it can even be done with only a superstar. Number 9 is the Merry Mountain shortcut at the top of the mountain. This shortcut is huge and is very satisfying to pull off. You'll often even see people bagging just because of this one huge shortcut, and it only requires one shroom. It's not even hard. All you do is charge up a drift, use your shroom, and there you go. Next up on the list is definitely one of the hardest shortcuts on this list. This shortcut is definitely not worth going for online and can only be done with a few combos in the game. The only reason you'd use this shortcut is just to show off to your friends. So what you want to do is you want to angle your kart like this and then use a mushroom, hop, avoid all the poles, avoid the fire flames, and you'll land back on the track. I'm not even sure if this shortcut is faster, but it's definitely one of the coolest shortcuts in the game. Number 7 is the DK Mountain Gap Jump. This shortcut seems hard, but it's actually really easy. And when I'm playing online, I do it all 3 laps. So what you want to do is you want to go up the mountain, quickly turn around and hop, and there you go. It's one of the easiest shortcuts in the game that is super big. You don't even need a shroom for it. The only hard part about this shortcut is that you're going into it blind because you come up the hill and you don't have a lot of time going down the hill to line yourself up. Number 6 is the DK Summit Double Gap Jump. This shortcut is absolutely huge, but it is very hard. Normally you'll see everyone going for this shortcut online, but only a few people making it. So if you actually make it, you'll probably get into one of the top positions. What you want to do is you want to come at it from the jumps, instantly charge up a drift, release it, and then instantly charge up another left drift, hit this, and then launch. And hopefully you'll land on the dash panel to speed up. If you don't land on the dash panel and you have a mushroom, use the mushroom to get most of your speed back. If you don't take this shortcut, it actually is the end of the world. Especially if it's lap 3, your race is going to be over. Everyone's going to be passing you. Number 5 is the Donut Plains 3 Shroomless shortcut. Not many people know about this shortcut, and lots of people bag on this track, but once you've learnt this shortcut, you'll be front running this track. It is very hard to learn though. So what you want to do is actually come at it from underwater, turn around, and just hop. Although you have to touch the off-road a few times, it's still so much faster than going out wide. This shortcut definitely has a penalty if you don't make it. You can crash into this wall and your race will basically be over, especially if it's lap 3. I definitely recommend learning this shortcut in time trials a few times, because if you take it before you've learnt it online, it's not going to go too well. Number 4 is the Wee Rainbow Road shortcut here. It's almost like a gap jump. But although this shortcut doesn't save much time, it's still one of the coolest shortcuts to go for, and if you make it, it feels so nice. Most people think that this shortcut is not intended, but actually it is, because in the Wave 6 trailer, you can actually see the CPUs taking it. So clearly Nintendo intends for you to take it. We're in the top 3 now, and number 3 is Mushroom Gorge. This shortcut is hard, but it can be done on both 150 and 200cc. 150cc is hard to get it perfect, and you'll most likely fail it if you do it online. But when it's 200cc, it's a totally different thing. It's super easy and only requires one mushroom. You can even do it shroomless, but that's very hard. What you want to do is you want to, as soon as you land from the mushroom pad, start a drift, hold the drift until the off-road, release the drift, and immediately hop and use a mushroom. You'll be clearing this whole gap, and if you do it well, you'll even clear this little fence post. Coming in at number 2, we have Rainbow Road 8 Ultra shortcut. This shortcut is almost impossible to do, and actually I came up with it. What you want to do is you want to select Dry Bowser on the Muck 8 with the leaf tires. Then you come here, then you use a mushroom, come off this ledge, use a second shroom, and hop and hope for good luck. If Lakitu doesn't count you out of bounds, you'll actually make it all the way to here. Now on landing, it's actually very hard to line your kart back up, and sometimes you fall off, but you just want to hold A and B and just turn your kart. This actually saves more time than the regular route, but the only reason that the world record doesn't take it is A, because it's too hard, and B is because it requires 2 shrooms, and C is because this shortcut is actually bigger. And in number 1, you predicted it, it's the Big Blue Ultra shortcut. This shortcut is actually possible on 150cc, very hard though, but on 200cc, if you've practiced it a few times, is definitely worth going for online. It only requires 1 mushroom and just you hopping, and then you hold back on your control stick since it's anti-gravity and you can control which direction you're going in the air, and come over this fence, and then you make it back onto the track and Lakitu doesn't even grab you. I'm sure most of you have seen this shortcut already, but it's still worth showing. And that's it. That's the top 20 best shortcuts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you liked this video or you like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, make sure to like and subscribe. See ya!